Alright, welcome to episode 3 of my playthrough of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Look at this now. There's a storm going on here. Look at that wind blowing. Look at those leaves and wind blowing. And you know what? Right now, right here in West Texas where I live, we have a thunderstorm going on here right now as well. So, really interesting. So what do we have to do today? Well, one thing I want to do is extract water from our little lake out there to make water bottles and to convert to oxygen. And I want to gather more resources to build our hovercraft and to actually begin some exploring. So I just built a water generator just now. And take a look at my UI first at the bottom where it has the items down there. Do you notice that green bar to the left? That's your durability indication. If it's tall, it has a lot of durability. If you look at my drill, it's kind of like halfway down. That means it only has half its durability left. So what do? Well, if you run out of durability, you can make a new one, and you'll have a couple, or you can repair it. Now, I don't have the technology, I believe, to build a repair station yet. That's going to be something, I don't remember what it looks like, but it's down the road. Or I can visit one of these NPC villages or towns that are neutral or friendly to me, and sometimes they let you have free repairs of items. I do need to eat something here. I'm starting to get a little hungry. Okay, that's good. Paris time is good on that. That's pretty good. Interesting. Okay, so let me place the water, and we'll get that started. I can use biofuel for that, which is a interim fuel until I get the promethium. Also, I need to set up a power saving feature for the base when I'm not around. So let me do that first while I'm thinking about it. So P lets me access the base. I think I just made a save power button. I did. Did I create a on devices? Did I create a group for that? Let me see. I'll put my constructor in there. Well, actually, I'm going to build stuff when I'm offline on my constructor. So let me use the. Let me put the armor locker in there. Not indoor lights, less power. Do that. Clone chamber, I think it has to be powered if I'm going to come back if I ever die, so I'll need that. I really don't have. Oh, armor locker. There we go. And put the armor locker in there. And so, oh, it's already in there. Less power. I could put some of the outdoor lights in there, but and definitely move the indoor lights. But let's go ahead and do that. So let's go to the main and indoor lights off and save power off. It's already off. And we'll just leave it like that for now. And we'll just kind of reduce the power consumption just a little bit. Take a look at this. 40% is good. I've got quite a bit of stuff on me. Turn my local lights on here. There we go. I can see pretty good. All right, let's place the. Oh, I do have to watch out. It is nighttime. That water is just over here, but you know what? You gotta be careful because they could be anywhere. But I do have the sentry gun. Should see what's going on if I get attacked. If it has a line of sight to it. So I'll hit 8. If it's blue, it means that it'll work. See, if I go too far out, it won't work, but it'll work there. Hit F. Take some biofuel. Put it in. And it takes 1 in a slot, evidently. So I'll do that. So now it's producing water jugs. And I'll be able to convert those water jugs into oxygen. Okay? So the next thing I have to do is pick up more ore. So let me go ahead and set up my constructor to smelt more, because I know I have more rocks to smelt. Yes. Oops, I don't need to take those back. I need to see what I got here. So it's silicon. I can smelt silicon, and I'll smelt a bunch of that. I do have 300 already, plenty of silicon. Let me go ahead and do some cement too, just in case I want to do some more building with that later. Okay. And why not always can use more biofuel. Okay, so that's doing that. So I have 192 iron ingots. I'm going to have, I think, plenty of silicon and 156 copper. So if I check real quick F2 and go to the hovercraft, the one that I really liked was this one. And I have plenty of silicon, almost enough copper, but not enough iron. So I'm going to do some iron and copper mining to get that. But I probably also need to worry about F3. Some of the, let me go to the hover vessel. I don't have all of the technology, like Gatling gun. There's a Gatling gun on that, but I don't have it unlocked, so I need to unlock it. Turrets, I don't think I have a turret on there. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about ventilators, I don't think. Docking pad. I don't have any of this stuff. Cockpit, I need cockpit. Am I going to run out of points here? I hope not. RCS, that's to keep your keep it working. Boy, I'm just used up everything, and I still have fuel tanks, so I can't even. In January, I probably can't even build the HV yet. Well, it's going to tell me when I get all the items together. It should tell me as I try to build it that there are certain items I haven't researched yet. But if that's the case, I'll still get enough of the ore. I'll smelt the ore, and then I will have to try to level up, do something to level up, and then be able to unlock those items. So what we're going to do now is, what time is it? It's 2 hours away. I'm going to go ahead and sleep in the tent, make my way to the iron ore, and then I will. Well, that was not the lightning and thunder at my house. That was here. See that? Look at that. The weather system is awesome here. Dynamic weather. So let me go ahead and sleep in here. And hopefully the weather will change in the morning. It may not. And it's starting to change. Look how cloudy that sky is. You know what that means, right? That means my solar panels are going to suffer. Let's see, and they are suffering already. Yeah, they're not getting much direct feed at all. 1 bar each. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get down and do the iron. Now, I think I had to cross 80% left, so that's a good size, medium size deposit there, which is good. This little thing here, we haven't seen this before. This here is spice. And now that I have my food processor, I need more of these veggies and spice and these little things here to pick up and add to my food to make better meals. Meals that last a long time and give me a lot of health. So I really need to work on that. So I'm going to pick up everything. Look at this. This is unusual. This is gold. So I found myself some gold. You don't always find gold just lying around like this. It's a rock drill. So nice to have. There are some things that need gold that I may or may not need right now, but I will need eventually. Okay, there's the water, so let me get off of here. Don't want to fall in there again. So let me get down. Where is the irons across the water here? Let me get across here. Take everything out of my hands, because you know what happens. You sink if you don't do that. But you know, I do have my helmet, but I have no oxygen on me. So eventually I'll be able to go under and search for all those minerals under the water as well. You do find some pretty good things sometimes. Let me go ahead and race myself up here to the iron. Now, what's neat about this is I don't have to search for it anymore because I should still have that hole there. So let's see where that hole is. Where am I going for the iron again? It's right ahead of me. And there it is. Alright, so I'll stand off to the side, hit my drone, and I always go off to the side because if you hit your drone and go straight, you'll bump into you, and it's a physical push, and you don't want to push yourself in the hole. That's kind of a bad thing. So let's go down here and let's ground drill, and let's get in here and get some iron. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut away, and I'll come back to you after I've got a bunch of iron. Okay, I am back. I've collected enough resources, and while I was out collecting resources, I was picking up some other things, and I made level 6. So I'm level 6 now. I invested that into a few things. But I also discovered something that was a change for me as far as how oxygen works. In the past, you remember that oxygen, let me turn my light on here, that little oxygen generator I put down by the water here makes little bottles of, get in here, open up, has these bottles of water, these water jugs. And then you take the water jugs up to the constructor and you use them to create oxygen bottles. Then in the past, those oxygen bottles can be constructed to make small oxygen bottles, and those are what you use to produce for your suit. So you take the up here, and then you're able to create the right up here oxygen bottle because of that. And then there was another recipe for changing this to the personal bottle that you used for your suit. Well, there's an adjustment now. Now, if I go into my survival constructor, you see right here there's an emergency generator. And that emergency generator makes oxygen bottles from the atmosphere. So it's separate. So what I did was I created that emergency generator, put it right here, and now I'm getting these little bottles here. It also gives me some purified water, but this is what you use to refill the oxygen that's in your suit. So I'll put that down there, and then those jugs are used here. So if I fill, I'm at 94% right now. If I do that, I've exceeded capacity. I don't think I can let's put just a couple. I can't. It's pretty full, I guess. Yep, too full. So right now I have this thing full of oxygen. If I go next to this dispenser here and hit F, if I needed oxygen, it would give it to me. So dispense it right here. So that's the way the oxygen function works now, like that. Which means now that we can actually walk underwater, use up our oxygen, replace it, and be good to go. But the first thing I want to do is check real quick here. I see I've got over 1,000 copper ingots now. I have over 1,000 iron ingots, and I have almost 600 silicon ingots, which is plenty for building that item. If I have everything researched. I did research a few more items when I hit level 6. So let's go out here. I have no idea if this is going to work. We'll see. Let's go outside. We'll hit F2. I'll look at my hovercraft. That's what I want. I'll click to factory and realize I did not bring any of the ingots with me. Isn't that something? I need to bring the ingots with me. So let me go back and get those ingots. I'm not sitting at my base, so it doesn't automatically do that for me. So let me grab all of those. I'll grab all of those, and I'll grab all of those, which is plenty. And I went out also and cut down some more trees so I can make more biofuel. But let's go out here and see what we have. F2. Oops. That's not F2. F2. Yeah, there we go. To factory. It's already set up over here. It knows I have the item, so I'll put in this here. And it says 573. It's green. You have enough. Put that in there. It says I have enough. And I have enough. Start production. Okay, so I'll click start production. And now it is working the production. So I'm not sure how this works, but it says here I have 50 game minutes, or is that actual minutes? That might be actual minutes. That time is going minutes to seconds. So we have a little bit of time to wait here, don't we, before that happens? Well, let's take this opportunity to do something. It's nighttime, but I do have oxygen. Make sure. Yes, I do. Put that down in here so I can see it better. I do have my helmet on. Let's go down in the water and walk in the water. I don't know if I can see very much at night, but there should be no real dangerous things here. Now I am walking underwater. Now there used to be seaweed underwater, but they changed that to plant protein, which means I can make more energy bars with it. It gets really thick down here. But there are also an opportunity to get a few rare minerals. It might be a crystal or something like that, Promethean, or even some of those warp crystals that allow you to do warp drive. But it's so thick down here, it's not going to be easy to see. Now, as you can see, if you look in the lower left, my oxygen is going down slightly. I'm sucking in oxygen. If I were to remove my helmet, I start gagging and getting ready to drown. I don't want to do that. So let me look through here. Very, very thick. Hard to see anything in here. I don't see any resource there. See, now notice on this used to be seaweed, and now it's called plant protein. So I hit F and pick it up, and I have plant protein. And there are other resources down here as well. So let me go down here. Get to the open. Oh, what's this? This is Alien Plasma ZR1. Not sure what that does. It's so thick I almost have to just watch my cursor and hit my cursor when it shows that I've latched onto something. But I want to see the crystals too if they show up. Oh, here we go. Nice. A little bit open here. I can see a little bit more. Now those oxygen bottles fulfill 50 oxygen, a measurement of 50, so I get 50 back. So my suit can hold 375. So basically, I have enough oxygen, I guess, to refill my suit once. And you know, I'll just take this gun out of my hand, go to the top, and swim back if I get in any trouble. So there's the wreckage. Another plasma. Where's that? I just saw it a second ago. There it is. Again, I'm getting XP for this, so I could always use XP. Oh, here's the wide open spaces here. A little bit more wide open. I can see better what's going on. As far as I know, there are no sea creatures yet. I know they're working on it. But this is the first time I've been in the water since the new update. So it's hard to say. Maybe there are some creatures down here. I don't know. I'll find out. We'll both find out at the same time. But this is all new. The underground area had a few plants, a few things, but mostly barren. But it has never been this populated before. Very populated. So if I look at my map, I'm out into the water there. Boy, I'm not going to be able to see any of the minerals if they show up. Unless my cursor finds them first. It's going to be hard to see that. But if I do find a mineral, it'll be a stroke of luck. So it'll be really, really cool. It'll be great. So let me go through here. Okay, I've got 290. I'm down 80. So let me go ahead and I will right click while I hit number 8. Is that good enough to? Okay. Actually, all I gotta do is shift right click, and I just added 50 oxygen. I got 5 more, so I have plenty of oxygen. Okay. I don't think my gun would work underwater. I haven't tried that yet either, so I'll just leave the gun off for now and move quicker. But you can hear the sound of being underwater. A little bit open area here, and it looks like, see, this definitely used to be seaweed, and now it's plant protein. But look at this. Look at this here. Now, I know nothing in my hand, so I'm kind of floating in the middle. But maybe I can see things better from up here. The Promethean, if there's a Promethean crystal, it'll be blue. And even the warp crystals are kind of a blue. Look at this. This is a rock down here. This will give you just regular rocks for building like cement and stuff like that. But I think up here is better. I can see better up here. So I'm going to stay kind of this halfway point up here and look down and see what I can see. Maybe I can see something interesting here. I don't know if I'm close enough to actually pull in some of the resources. Hopefully I will be. But I would love to see a crystal of some sort down here. Something I could get in. Boy, oh boy, there's so much here, but it's not. Can't grab it. And the water can go down very deep. Very deep. Look at that. Look at that out there. Look at that. That's a blue crystal. Let me put something in my hand so I fall down a little bit. That is a blue crystal. So let me get my... Okay, it's a... I have to be careful because it said it was pentaxid, and some things you drill and some things you don't. Some things are rock drills and some things are ground drills. Some things you just pick up. So let me get up close to this and just hit F. Yes, that's just an F. If I were to try to drill that, I would have destroyed it. Now pentaxid, and look at my... This here is a raw material used for warp fuel. So at least that's what it was in the earlier versions. I think it's still the same now. Let me get back up. That's a great find there. Of course, it will be quite a while before I need to use warp fuel, and I need a lot more than that. But I really wish I find the blue Promethium and get some of that, because that's what I need now. Let me go up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What's that? Is that pentaxid or Promethium? It's pentaxid. Okay, I'm gathering raw, usually you have to go up to the moon to get that. Very, very, I won't say very rare, but rare on this planet. It's fantastic. Let me go ahead and get some more of that. I'll do it again. So I've got 3 more bottles left. That's 150 worth. So I have to be careful here. Go up a little bit higher. Look around. Let's see. Boy, I really wish I could find some Promethean crystals as well. Is that something I could... Let me put that down there. No, it's nothing. Oh, it is. It is. That's the alien plasma ZR1. So I'll have to remember that. Okay. Put this out of my hand. Climb up just a little bit. A little bit more. Let's see what I can see. Come on, a little more. I gotta be able to see around. Find that blue. What's that? I see a couple. Oh, Look how shiny that is. Pentaxid. And is that pentaxid? So I'm getting the materials for the future materials. I don't think I can process this yet. Maybe I can. I'll have to see. I might need a even better constructor, the advanced constructor. But, oh, I'm finding pentaxid and not promethium. Wonderful. I can find promethium too. Let me turn up a little bit here. Look around. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut away, and I'll continue to search, and if I find promethium, I'll come back. If not, I'll meet you back at the camp. Well, I'm back, and I'm still in the water because look what I just found. Promethean stone. Promethean is different than the other resources. When I drill down into resources, I have a whole big layer of the element I'm trying to get, whether it's iron or copper. Promethean comes in stone format. So when you dig down into the earth or the planet to get it, you'll be picking up and hitting stones. So you need to have an ore detector on you that shows you where those stones are. So for this, if I hit F, nothing happens. So for these, I definitely need to do a drill. I believe it's a rock drill. So here, okay, rock drill. And I have the stone. Oh, what do you? Don't run away from me. I got it. So now I have actual Promethean ore that I can process when we get back, and I can make some power units with it. And of course, when I do that, then it opens up additional types of power source for my fuel. Plus, remember, I needed that to make explosives. So I will be and these rocks will make quite a bit. So, and here's more of the plastic. So now I will cut away again, and I'll see you when I get back to the base. Okay, I'm back up at the base. What I'll do first is I'll check this out and add my bottles here. I see I'm still making plenty and some purified water. I'll bring that in so I can put it into the constructor. So that's still working good. Then I'll walk up into my base here, and I'll put the water in here. Purified water in there. And I'm still making that. And I'll bring the promethium ore in there. I'll put the pentaxid in there. I got this alien plasma stuff here, so let's do that. And plant protein and biofuel there. Okay, so I'm doing that. So let me first get rid of all this here, so I don't really need that. And look at here's pentaxid refined, and here's Promethean pellets, which is refined. So I'll do the pentaxid first. Let's see what happens here. So one pentaxid refines into 2 refined. So we'll do that. And then the pellets, we'll do that here. And one makes 10, and the pellets make fuel pack. I'll make 1 fuel pack. I do have other fuel packs up here from finding Promethean in the water, so that gives me 10, which is great. So now I'm going to go ahead shift click to max out the production of the Promethean and the pentaxid. Now it really takes a lot to create warp fuel. You can imagine that. And I won't be using it for quite a while because I haven't made a spaceship yet, and I'm still trying to work my way to the moon, which doesn't need warp. And then once I've pretty much got this planet worked out and to the moon, it doesn't mean I've conquered this planet, just good enough to explore and get around without being killed. I'll go ahead and warp over the other planets. Now, I can tell you right now, the other planets are not going to be as hospitable as this one. There'll be heavy radiation, poisonous air, things like that. So we started off with the so-called easy planet, but you could have started off with a much more difficult planet if you had wanted to. So I do have a bunch of refined pentaxid. I'll put that up in there, and it won't spoil. Promethium, I've got all those pellets, wonderful, and I can even make more. So we'll do that. While that's going on, I got this alien plasma which cannot spoil. That doesn't spoil, but plant protein does spoil. So I need to bring that down into my suit, I think, so I can make some food with that protein. And I want to make more of this. Oh, this is the promethium pellets, 150. That is awesome. I'm going to be able to create some fuel packs, some explosives, but I don't want to do too much of that right now. But I do want to go ahead and do the biofuel. Okay, biofuel is running. Let me go back into the processor and make energy bars. I might put those in the fridge when the time comes. That gives me 80 food. I still got some time to go here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We have 2 minutes till sunrise, but let's go ahead out here and see if I can. Still 30 minutes, so it's real time here. I gotta wait. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut away, and we'll come back when it's time to see if we can actually have that hover vessel. How about that, huh? We shall see. Hello, I am back. And I only came back on to show you something as I'm still waiting. A storm just came up. And I wanted to show you the storm because it is a very different kind of storm. It is a radiation storm. Holy cow, where did this come from? Look at the green out there. And can you hear the radiation damage I'm getting out here with that? It's a good thing I'm waiting for the timer to go off for the craft. I had no idea that on this planet I would have a radiation storm. So I am going to go in, continue working on some of the things in here, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, we're back. The storm is over. And while the storm was going on, I went ahead and did a few things. Look at my bars down here. You see the number 8, number 9? Number 8 is highlighted right now. That is my texture tool. If I point it at the wall, and it will be different based if I point it at a surface that's concrete or metal or wood, and I right click, it gives me some textures. So let's say I wanted to put a metal looking trim on this. And I got that metal looking trim there. And I could do all kinds of different things here. I also can do a sort of tile look based on the concrete. But then, let's say I got that, and now I want to give it a little bit of color. Well, I also have a color tool. I right click on it. It gives me the colors to choose from. And I could choose any of these colors. See, it's shocking pink. Yeah, that's kind of hard to look at, but basically I could have the whole inside like that. Let's do it something better. Let's do that. Now that's not natural. It probably would be more of a like that, right? And it changes the normal concrete to something that looks pretty awesome. And it would be different based on if it was wood, I would have different designs, or metal, it would be different designs. And I could change anything. Like this color tool, like if I white and I aim it at this item up here, I changed that to white, even though it's not a surface item. It's an actual item that's constructed. So I might as well change them all to white now. There. That's more like a medical thing, right? White. Also, what I did was I went into my constructor and I made some growing plots here from right here, and I made a plant grow light. Now, a plant grow light, I need to check because in the past, one light could grow 4 plants, but I think it may have been increased now. I'm not sure. But what I did back in here was I haven't built the door yet, but I make a new enclosure. This is an elevator block. You get into it, and you can go down into it. You can go up into it. Spacebar goes up. Oh, you see how high I jumped? You know why? Because I have my jetpack on, my jetpack. So I've hit J, sets off my jetpack, and I don't jump as high. But this is all concrete, and I textured it, and I colored it. I put the plant grow light right here, and it's doing these 4. It may be able to do more than 4 now, but it used to be only 4. And these were remember those 4 seeds I got at the very beginning? Well, now look. They are right here, and it says I can pick them up, but not yet. It's just highlight. It's growing, actually. It's not ripe yet. It's growing. But this is fiber. This is blue pepper. This is corn and Perthing pears. So, I mean, in my regular base, I'd have a huge garden of these things around and growing all kinds of stuff to supplement my food. But I textured this with plain concrete. I textured this, colored it with these tools. Then, as I was waiting, I went outside and textured the whole outside into sort of a metal look. I didn't color it. I just textured it sort of like a metal, like, you know how those prefab metal buildings, like you throw it together? That's like how this looks. So, and then on top, just to be a little artistic, I guess, on the top, I did color it. I just colored the top white, put some yellow around here, and I painted my gun white, just to be a little funky. And I put a little fake like vent up over there. Again, this is not my main base. This is just something to start with and just playing around with it. I'll probably put an elevator thing over here pretty soon as well. But really, why we're here is because I believe well, I know for a fact that my hover vessel is done, because as soon as it was done, I got a little notice saying your factory is complete. So I'll hit F2. Factory is there. To the factory. You know, I'm going to figure out how to get this out because I don't know. I've got my tools here. Library. Oh, look at this on the top left. It says completed HV prefab 3, and I can click that. Can I click that? Let me get up there. There we go. I clicked it. Spawn. There we go. Here's the button to spawn. I click spawn, and there it is. But it's red, so I need to find. Possibly means I need to move it away from the. It was green for a second. Just gotta find me a space to where I can put it. And what happened? Did it disappear on me? Let me go back to here. Spawn. Okay, there we go. Spawn. There's my hover vessel. Oh my gosh, look at all those guns. Let's see. And my engines, and my guns. Okay, the way you work a vessel is you need to point your cursor at the cockpit. Okay? So let me get up here at my cockpit. You point it at the cockpit, hit F. Now I'm inside. So just like on the base, you hit P, and you see everything. You see what's all going on here. So my fuel is empty, oxygen is empty, but let me see what devices I have. I have a cargo box. That's great, so I can store things. I have my cockpit. I have a constructor, so I can build things in here, a mobile constructor. Of course, you have to have a core. I have a fridge. I can store things in there. Great. Hover engine, yeah. Light, yeah. Auction. I actually have quite a bit in here that I have. I have 4 minigun turrets, and I have 4 Gatling guns. Holy cow. Um, let's look at my fuel tank. I have 2 fuel tanks, and I know there can't be anything in them. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and put some more biofuel in here. It's not much in here, biofuel-wise, but let me do this some more. Just so we can go ahead and get it powered up. So, P gets me inside. Main. Power on. I have outside lights. I don't need oxygen. So let's see how it works. Spacebar goes up. Remember, this is a hovercraft, so it doesn't go up very far. Just a little bit. And I am moving up. You move your mouse left and right to move. You can tilt up and down. Let me eat some food before I get too hungry here. I really can't go too far right now because I'm out of food as well. Okay, so also you have other views as well. There's my message. I believe it's somewhere around here. Let me see if I... Screenshot. F7 is screenshot. Okay. I forget where the views are. I'll have to remember where the views are because I don't want to fly it at the night like this. So I'm going to go ahead and go back down real quick. Down, 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 down. C is default for down. Same as crouching, going down. Okay, and I'll in here and I'll power off. And I'll do F to get out. F gets me out. Also, I can hit P while I'm standing up here as well. I need to see what kind of ammo I need, right? Can't take off with, until I get the ammo. So, minigun. Oh, look at all these. I see. I don't want to just do aliens. I don't want to do warp drive, thruster generator. Just turrets, mounted weapon, predator, and other factions. And I got to do that for each one of these. So, just 4. Other factions, predator, turret, mounted weapon. Okay. So, that, what kind of ammo does that take? It takes 15mm bullets. What about the Gatling gun? Also 15mm bullets. Okay, I'm going to cut loose and I'm going to make some more fuel. I'm going to make some bullets, and when daytime comes, we'll go ahead and take her out for a spin. Okay, I am back, and we're going to go ahead here and make it daytime. Come up here, and I'm going to color this a little bit instead of making it white. How about something? Yeah, I don't know. Not good, maybe not. Yellow's a little clearer to see. The guns, I don't put the guns yellow, but no, I'll keep everything else yellow. Yeah. I'll paint it some other time instead of right now. And let me get inside. Hit P. Now I brought some more ammo. What I did, I went ahead and charged up the guns already. But you see here, I got ammunition, 15mm bullet, 1,500. If I hit fill all, then whatever's in my inventory will go in there. That's 3,000. I also brought some extra fuel with me, so I'll put that in there. Okay, so my fuel is 65%. I got 1 fuel tank going. Don't need air. Turn my power on. turrets and thrusters on. Don't need the lights on, it's daytime. And we're gonna go ahead and take it for a spin. Now, let me go on up. The best place to fly a hover vessel is the ocean, the water. Let me get over here, and then I will, and it's because everything is flat. If I hit V, V shows me outside view. If I tap the Alt once, I can change my view. I can use the scroll to scroll back a little bit. I think that's where I keep it. And I'll keep the view about right there. Hit Alt, keep it there, and now I have that. So let's go ahead. I can't really do anything with the Titan yet because I don't have all my explosives and things, but let's go ahead and go over there anyway and see what we can see. And now if we get some bad guys, I should be able to engage them. So where are we at? Am I pointing in the right direction? I am not pointing in the right direction. It's in the opposite direction. So that's point, 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 point. And it's way out there somewhere. So let's just go in this direction until we see it. Still kind of a green sky. It looks like it might be storming up some more radiation here. I did bring a little bit of food. Now as soon as I hit land, let me get the food here real quick. As soon as I hit land, it's going to be a little bumpy. And that's because it follows the terrain, right? It's a hover vessel. So, whoa, what am I shooting at? Oh, I don't want you shooting the bugs. Oh, that's because those are the guns I can't control. Get out here. Okay. Oh, look at that radiation out there. Stop shooting my buddies. Notice how they swivel all around there. See where I'm at? I am heading in the general direction. In fact, let me put an interim mark right here. Remember, this was the area where I had the that drone show up, that rocket drone. Look at the bad weather we're getting into now. Okay. Now, as I go through here, and if I find any more resources, they ought to pop up. Let me go here. Woo! Up and down these mountains. It's a hovercraft, so I am protected by the hover engines. Gotta watch out for the trees, though. Trees will stop me. What was that? I don't have any bad guys around here, right? Oh, I do have bad guys. Where's he at? No, not those guys. Come on, shoot the real bad guy. Where is he? Oh, somebody shoot me. Somebody shoot me. There's the rocket. There's a rocket. Where is he? Oh, I'm right on top of him. He's right on top of me. I gotta look up if I can. There we go. There he is. I killed him. All right. Okay, let me just park it right here real quick. Get out. It would be a freaking storm. Power coil and some Promethean power. Great. Okay. Oh, let me get my jetpack on so I can jump a little higher. Okay. Get back in there. Alright, so he's gone. I'm turned the wrong way. Let me make an intermediate place here so I can see where I'm headed, which is right this general direction right here. Can I do that? Okay. All right, let's do that. Yeah, head the right direction. Get between these trees. Oh, look at that. Internal error has occurred. And I'm probably going to crash. Well, let's try the mail and continue. And I'll come back and do this again in just a second. Well, it actually didn't crash. It just came up with that mail thing and kept right on going. So I'm not sure if this is going to crash again or not, but it did not kick me out. So that's we'll keep going and we'll see how this goes and see if anything else happens. But it looks like it caught the error and trapped it, and everything's fine. Oh, here we go with the trees now. See, this is going to be a problem. The one nemesis of the hovercraft is trees. Get back out towards the water here and go this way with the water. I don't have any bad guys, right? Yeah. And I am opening up the map now, which is neat, but you know what I don't have? I don't have deposits popping up. I should have deposits popping up. Let's keep going. Let's keep going this direction. Boy, the way those guns are firing, it's going to go through my ammo on the little guys. Iron. What are we doing? Iron. Okay, right there. You know what I'm looking for, right? I want the Promethium. I really want the Promethium. Nothing there. Okay, now I've got to go over these mountains, so it's going to be kind of bouncing around here. Silicon. Is this sand up here, or no, it's like sand, isn't it? Okay, let's see where I'm at. Okay, I'm past. Oh, I need to go to the right. Let me get that marker away from there. I need to go to the right and up a little bit. Okay. Turn to the right and go this way. Well, it's foggy, cloudy, but it's not green anymore. The radiation seems to have dissipated, which is good. It's nothing like the very first day I landed, when it was blue skies and clear and no problem at all. That's not the way it is now. Okay, look at this biome. This is an interesting place. On the right hand side where it says my hover height, auto brake, the auto brake means that when I take my hands off the keys, it stops. If I take auto brake off, it'll keep coasting, and you save fuel that way and just keep moving. And that's what you do when you're in space. You want to use the auto brake off and just head to your area. But I'm going to keep auto brake on here so I can kind of control where I'm going. Okay, am I still heading in the right direction? Oh, look at this. I'm up at the polar cap and I want to go left. Okay, I'm up at the polar cap. Okay. Now how am I heading now? I'm headed good now. guess I'm hitting a piece of rock. Yes, I am. These things are really nice, but if you get a regular light spaceship, so you can actually go up a little bit and travel, you get a lot more maneuverability. But you can make the hovercraft into like tanks, super strong tanks. And I didn't check, but this hovercraft is probably made out of light steel, which means it can get beaten up pretty easily. When I make my hovercrafts, I like to use heavy steel, much more hardened steel. So let me go through here, up these mountains, kind of bouncing around a little bit, and let's see where I'm at. Need to inch a little bit to the right, keep on going. I'm surprised I'm not hitting any more resource locations. It's very surprising. But these planets are so big now. Okay. I'm not hitting any more bad guys, right? Okay. And speaking of bad guys, I haven't run into any POIs, any points of interest, whether they be friendly or the enemy. Very interesting. I haven't done that. Normally, I would have hit something by now. Okay, now I got all these trees here. Let me check my fuel. 56%. That's enough. Just make sure I can make it back when time comes to make it back. All these poor animals around here. Alright, let's see as we get closer. Crashed MS Titan back part. Is that where I'm headed for? Yes, that's where I'm headed for. Okay. Oh, look at this. A minigun drone ahead of me. There's a minigun drone ahead of me. Now, minigun drones aren't that tough. They're easier. But there is the crashed Titan. That's just 1/3. That's one part. There we go. Okay. Alright. See, now these bugs hate me. Here we go again. Alright, let me do this real quick and see if I die or not. Just send it. And then go right back. Am I back in? Okay, another drone. Ah! And I get experience for that. Okay. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Get my gun. Check out what's in here. Get all that good stuff. Go up here. Get all this good stuff. Oh yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. Go back to my ship. And get into the... Get up there again. Get up there. Ah! You noob, get in there. As soon as it lights up, I can hit the F and get up there, but not as easy sometimes for me. Okay, let me get to that other crash site. These things will despawn in a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to have to probably restart here pretty soon and end this thing with all these problems. Now this Titan is going to have... Now here we go again. This Titan is going to have a lot of neat stuff for me. Okay, it's really messing up now, so I'm going to go ahead and break loose and come back later. I think this is probably a good place to end. This Titan portion here, somewhere in here is going to be a core, and I don't have access to get in here at all, but I need to break in. And right now I can't disassemble any of this because it's not mine to disassemble. But once I explode in, break in, get inside, find the core, destroy the core, then it becomes a totally neutral facility that I can disassemble. And there's going to be all kinds of neat uh, resources and cabinets in here. There's going to be parts I can disassemble and get some great pieces for, some guns and engines to disassemble. It's going to be kind of neat, and that's what I want to get. So this is the end of episode 3. We did a little exploration, got our hovercraft. Next time we will do something else. We'll have to figure it out exactly what we need to do. Maybe it's I did get level 7 on the way over here, which means I should be able to get back, put some points into things, maybe make some explosives and make the proper tools. And maybe we'll come back here and we'll try to find that core, and I'll bring the tent with me so we can stay here for a while, and we'll try to just take this piece over and find some more Promethean resources. So thank you for episode 3. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.